Hi everyone, I'm here with this week's happiness strategy. And this week the theme is all around looking at ways that we can turn the page and start fresh when we're feeling stuck. Now, there's all sorts of reasons why we can feel stuck in life. Different challenges and obstacles can come up, some bigger than others. And, sometimes we just need to turn the page and start fresh. Now, this can be for, the little stories that we get caught up in throughout the day, or they can be for our bigger challenges where, enough is enough. It's just time to move past. So I have these 3 strategies that I've turned to over time to help me move through the different challenges and to just help me to have a perspective change. That's really what turning the page is all about. It's about tapping into our inner resources and seeing what we need to shift to, have a different change, a different mindset around what we're currently in, and to see life before us with new eyes and to make our steps forward with a different kind of energy and momentum to help sort of, break us out of these stuck places that we can find ourselves in. So these 3 strategies, they're pretty simple. The first one is really powerful, is to start with where you are. Now this might seem a bit difficult because if you're feeling stuck, starting with where we are might feel challenging, but it's really all about presence and it's about gratitude. So it's about changing our minds and, just giving ourselves that gift of looking at what is going well in our lives and to just really bring ourselves into the present moment. And, depending on the challenge and how stuck we're feeling, we might want to bring it down to a real basic level. So what's around me right now that I can be grateful for, whether it's in nature, what are the certain things that I am seeing that is before me, bring it right down to sight, sound, smell, the things that you can touch, the very basic things and miraculous things that are around us right now, where you can sort of marvel in the beauty of that and just sort of give yourself, just put that story of why everything's so hard, just shelf that and give yourself the gift of looking at what is going well in your life and just sort of changing the momentum and tipping the scales back to looking at life with new eyes and with new perspective. And I find that when I do this, it just sort of can break out that feeling of being really stuck or being, in that rut or feeling really overwhelmed or overcome with challenge, or, sometimes it's being discouraged, really waiting for that break, whether it's in our profession or in relationships, relationships with our finances, all of those different things that can come up in life. Just giving ourselves a break from that and focusing on what is going well can just really help to turn the page and start fresh with a new mindset and one where we begin scanning our environment and our world and our lives for everything that is good and training ourselves to start seeing life as a gift. And yes, things come up that are hard and are challenging, and it's not about denying those truths or, putting your head in the sand, but it's about giving yourself a bit of a break and about moving forward about what it is that you can do. If you can't do anything with what is, then just turn the page and start fresh with what you can do moving forward. Now, this second strategy is also important, and that's one that becomes a regular practice, and that's self-reflection. The stronger relationship that we have with ourselves and the more we know the tapestry of our inner world, the easier it is when challenges come up and we feel sort of overcome by things in our external world, the easier it is for us to see ourselves as resourceful and to turn inward rather than always looking in our external world for fixes, to turn inward and to see where we might be able to make some shifts in our perspective and in how we're viewing different situations, or even in how we might be able to move forward in a different way. So, self-reflection, just think about that strong connected relationship with yourself and with your truth. And, this, of course, looks different for everybody. Some people like to journal and write. Other people like quiet meditation, but it doesn't have to be so scripted like that. It can be while you're outside enjoying nature, just whatever it is for you, or enjoying one of your favorite activities, just getting used to turning inward and tuning inward and just sort of having that check-in and seeing what sort of stories are running through your mind, and getting used to sort of the narrative that can go on in our minds. And then when you do feel stuck, it becomes easier to kind of turn inward and with a more kind of critical mind, and see where there might be some untruths in the stories that we're telling ourselves, or where there might be some room to move forward differently. And then the third strategy is to train your mind to turn on a dime. So when we are turning on a dime, it's about really like being able to shift quickly with what's before us. And, it's really about resiliency and being able to sort of roll with the punches in life. And I think that is a practice that we get better with over time. And, life is an adventure. It doesn't mean we're going to become immune to the challenges that come up, but it is really about choice, perspective, and empowerment. So it's about empowering ourselves to see that our perspective is our experience of life, and our perspective is as individual as we are. And the choice is that we have choice in how we shape our perspective and in how we decide on what's true and right for us. And so really having that strong relationship with ourselves, seeing ourselves as resourceful, and turning inward first before we look for external kind of sources to ease us, or to, find that happiness, or to overcome those challenges, to just get into the habit of tuning inwards first, and seeing ourselves as resourceful. And I think once we do that, it becomes so much easier to, we're still going to get stuck, but it becomes easier to not get as stuck for as long, and to know that we can, overcome the different challenges and obstacles that come up in life, and that we do have choice in how we choose to receive life. We don't choose the storms in our life, but we can choose how we weather them. So turning the page is a really powerful practice. I use it when I've put in my best effort and I'm still feeling stuck. Just reminding myself that my perspective and how I'm viewing things. If it's not feeling good, then I know I can tune inward and look at where there's room to, make some shifts and make some changes and make some baby steps forward into choosing differently. So, some of the powerful questions we can ask ourselves are, again, how do I want to feel? Like, that can kind of almost snap us awake. So yes, I know, all the details of why I'm not feeling great in the moment, or why this is so hard, but to just shelf that again, and to go back to asking ourselves, like, how do I want to feel right now? And why is that important to me? And to really connect deeply to that, and then ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do to move closer to that feeling, and take some time with it, and trust that you are resourceful, and that the right answers that you need for yourself to stay on your highest path are there. So just trust yourself for the inner wisdom that you do have, and move forward in that direction, and just know that you can turn the page, and that you don't have to stay stuck. I know I've been in lots of different stuck places, and just knowing that I have choice in how I receive life and how I perceive life has been a real powerful game changer. So I just invite you all this week, if there's room for a perspective shift, whether a big one or a small one, to give it a try and see how it lands for you, and know that you can always turn the page and start fresh. I hope you have an amazing week, and I look forward to connecting again soon. Thank you.